Hello. Dr. Marie Hoying here, coming in from Dublin, Ohio, Foundation Chiropractic. I hope you guys are all staying warm and survive this snowpocalypse that we had, right? So tonight I'm actually going to be sharing with you about a family that came into my office this week, and it was parents with their 2-month-old infant. And from the moment that these guys walked in, I was actually still seeing other patients at the time, but while they were filling out some paperwork and things. And as I was finishing up, and then I went in and I started taking the history and going through different things with them, there was no doubt that this infant was the epitome of a colicky baby. And for any of you parents out there or moms who have or have had an infant with colic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the nonstop, high-pitched, constant, screaming, crying baby. And it's horrible, but that's exactly what this baby was doing. And so as I was doing the history and as I was going through things, there was no question that these parents, and I'm sure the parents of everyone that has a colicky baby, you're going to be extremely stressed. And it was obvious, and I know it is. I can't imagine personally. I'm not a mom, but I personally could not imagine how extremely stressful it would be to have an infant that doesn't stop crying, doesn't stop screaming, no matter what you do. All you want to do is for your baby to be perfect and relaxed and calm, and they're just crying constantly. So why do infants get colic? And one of the main ways is actually by birth. You guys, a normal unassisted vaginal birth can put up to 60 to 90 pounds of pressure on an infant's neck. That's a normal unassisted birth. C-sections and other interventions, it's actually going to be a lot more. And so when there's this amount of pressure put on these infants' neck, that 90 pounds could cause a very slight misalignment in the upper part of that neck up there. And right up there is where the brainstem is, which is the most important part of your body. But the slightest amount of pressure up there, what do you think that would present like in an infant? Do you think it would be comfortable? Could it cause some pain? It's not going to be comfortable, and it very easily could cause some pain for these infants. And for infants, when they're crying, there's one of three things. They either have a dirty diaper, they're hungry, or something's wrong. And the infants, they can't tell you what's wrong. They can't tell you that something's wrong. So how do they do it? They cry. And so again, this little bit of pressure in that upper part of the neck, that's how these symptoms, these colicky symptoms, this irritableness can be presented by. And so when they get this irritableness, this mom, after I was explaining some of these things, this mom, she's like, she's putting all the pieces together. She's like, this makes sense. She's like, I had to have an emergency C-section, and it was extremely stressful on me, and I can only imagine what that did to my baby. And she's like, from the moment that she came out, she's been irritable, she's been fussy, she's been spitting up, and I can't seem to calm her down. And she's like, I talked to all these people out there, all these moms. I've talked to my pediatrician. Everyone I talk to, they tell me it's normal. They tell me it's a phase. They say, she'll grow out of it. And this mom, she told me, she looked me straight in the eye and she said, this is not normal. She's like, I see these other kids, these other infants, these moms with these infants, they're sleeping, they're calm, they're relaxed, they're not crying like this baby is. She's like, they're not spitting up like she is. And she's like, I just know that something's not right. And she's like, I need to find an answer. And I agreed with her. I said, you're exactly right. This is not normal. The thing is, colic is a common thing nowadays. It's very common. But the thing is, people think that just because it's common, it's normal. And that's completely false. even though colic is common nowadays, it's not normal. And so as we kept talking, as we kept going through things, the mom, the next thing she brought up, she asked me, she's like, you know, not only do they tell me it's normal, but they say she'll grow out of it. And this is probably one of the biggest misconceptions out there, is that these babies with not only colic, but digestive issues and ear infections and sleep challenges and all these other things, they say that they grow out of this. It's not true, you guys. They actually grow into things like sensory and stress challenges from colic, and they grow into things like chronic immune deficiencies from things like chronic ear infections and chronic respiratory issues. And so this is actually exactly what I'm going to be discussing and going through at our workshop that we're going to be having at our office. It's February 5th. It's a Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 7:30. But I'm going to be explaining the science behind this. I'm going to be going through the research behind this. And it's going to be a lot of information, but it should all make a lot of really good sense to you. So if you guys have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to see you at our workshop. Again, it's Tuesday, February 5th from 6:30 to 7:30 at our office. Love to see you there. Either way, I'm going to be putting the link in the comments below, so you guys can RSVP if you want. And if not, then I hope you guys all have a great evening, and we will talk to you soon.